Welcome to the Flourish with Dr. B podcast. Our mission is inspiring people to flourish in mind, body, and spirit. I'm Dr. B, and today in the Hive, we have a very, very, very special guest, a very good and close friend of mine, Jill Lemke. And our topic today is, can you spell smother without mother? And really, just that, Jill is at a stage in her life, one step before mine, of parenting adult children. And I always like talking to Jill about um, what should I do in this case and what should I do in that case. And she's always been so grounded and very fair and
Aw,
very reasonable. And I
good.
just thought for the month of May, Mother's Day, month of May, to have her come on and we just have like a candid conversation around parenting adult children. Like nobody has ever given us, there was always what to expect when you're expecting, the first
Mhm.
0 to 3 years of school age. But then after like teenage years to like pre-adult, like, college years to after college and beyond, there's no book or anything like that. And you kind of just wing it as friends. I mean, that's
Yeah.
what I've been doing, right? I'm always like, chill.
Yeah, that is what you do. You wing it. You're right. There is no books on it. And
Right.
we have the examples of our parents and not always happy with the way my parents did it. Not that it was wrong. I understand. It's just the evolution of time. I mean, we have millennial babies, everything is done on the phone and texting. And so I I didn't have that with my parents, and
Right.
so y- y- it is a little precarious place to be at times. I can agree with that. Yeah.
Yeah, and you bring up a really good point, and I wrote about this in Mom, I Want to Be a Fighter. But no, this is like since the beginning of time, every generation can't parent their next generation the way they were parented
Right.
because, like you said, of the change in time, the
Mhm.
change of society, different things. Like, just as an example, like you said, we don't have texting, we didn't have the internet, we didn't have Zoom. Like,
We didn't wear seatbelts, so come
we
on.
this is true. And,
We drank water from the hose. We left
right.
at the crack of dawn and came back before the sunset.
Yeah, yeah.
All those different things.
Right, without
That's
Find
who,
My iPhone or Life
yeah,
360 or any of
yeah.
that. So,
I was never tracked by a phone. I mean,
right.
my kids track me now. I track my kids. I track my parents. I like,
Yeah,
just all that technology,
right.
just the times are just so different, you
Yeah,
know?
and so you bring up another good point. Like we're in the sandwich generation, right? Like we're still well, you're starting to your kids have really your grandmother, newly minted
Yes.
grandmother.
Yes.
Congratulations, twice
Yay.
over.
Yes.
So that's exciting, and I'm living vicariously through you because I'm not
Your
rushing my
time will
children.
come. No,
But
don't.
yeah,
Don't.
but I can see why people are excited to be grandparents
Yeah.
because they can give all that love and kind of a redo without having to do the
Yeah.
disciplinary actions and any of that
Well,
day-to-day
I
stuff.
heard that all along. I've always heard that the best thing, parents are being a parent is great, but being a grandparent is even better because you
Mm.
get all those great things. Um, I am a little different in that because I do discipline, which then puts me in another precarious position. And
Yeah.
this is kind of a little tight rope to walk.
Hmm.
And I think that one of the biggest things with it is communication. So
Mm-hmm.
uh, I would say that to anybody, no matter what age your children are at
Hmm.
or your grandchildren are at, you have to communicate with them and understand their expectations. Do I
Sure.
agree with what they do and how they do it? Not always. Do I always tell them? Very rarely,
Hmm.
unless I am asked. I've established that with my children
Hmm.
is that if you ask me my opinion, I verify you really want my opinion. And when they say yes, then they get my honest,
Right, right.
hardcore opinion.
Right. Right.
Otherwise, I try very hard. I don't try, I do it very hard at disciplining the way they discipline their children. I
Mm-hmm.
mean, one of my grandchildren is 3, the other one is 1, so there's not a whole lot of disciplinary action going in on the 1-year-old, but
Mm-hmm.
the 3-year-old, she's soon to be 45. I mean, she's like making life decisions, and and to
Mm-hmm.
have those
Mm-hmm.
conversations.
Mm-hmm.
I forget she's 3.
Right.
She's
Right.
just a human with ideas.
Yeah.
So
She's adorable.
thank you. She is.
Yeah, she is. And so
Yeah.
is he, your
Yes, they
1-year-old. They're
all of
adorable.
them, my children, my in what are they, in-laws, son-in-law, daughter-in-law,
Mhm.
and my grandchildren. I'm very blessed in that area. Very
That's
blessed.
wonderful. So yes, circling back to that and then having taken care of your parents at the same time, being
Yeah.
the sandwich generation, and they don't live nearby. I
No,
mean,
none of them.
you have that added you know, factor. Um, how do you manage your sanity around that?
Well, each family is different.
Hmm.
And I say family because my parents are a family unit, my daughter and her family, and my son and
Hmm.
his family. So to deal with my parents, um, I know that I have to have a set amount of time. And it's
Okay.
long. It's a long
Boundary.
time. Right.
Hmm.
And I know that. And if I have something come up, perfect example, my mom called me just before this and I'm like, "Is everything okay? I have 5 minutes before I have to do something." She goes, "Oh yeah, I just was Okay, great. I'll call you when I'm done." Okay, fantastic.
Hmm.
So it's that boundaries with honesty, which I
Hmm.
found difficult to learn to and enforce with my parents.
Mm.
And once I did that with me and be comfortable with me, because this is what I'm doing. I have
Right.
5 minutes,
Right. Right.
literally. So and with my daughter, um, I actually break. I have 2 calls with my daughter. I have one in the morning that's just her and I think that's very important because it gives her and I a connection.
Mm.
And then my afternoon call with them is usually with my granddaughter. And so
Mm.
I am the babysitter. And thank God for FaceTime and technology that we have now, because I don't know what I would do far
Yeah.
away.
Yeah.
They're 5 states away. It's not like I can just hop in the car and be there in an hour or two.
Hmm.
It's a 12 to 14-hour hike to drive there.
Yeah.
So technology is wonderful. I
Yeah.
I can play all kinds of games with her. I
Oh,
can
nice.
communicate with her. I can talk to her. And she's 3. She has her moments. She has her moments. Mom steps in, she takes care of it, and I zip. That's that smother. Can you smother without mother? I think the
Yeah.
question is, can you mother without smother?
Yeah.
That's the real question because, with
Yeah.
adult children, you've got to let them be adults,
Right.
but
Right.
yet you don't want them to. I
Right.
want them to, but I don't want them to.
Yeah, I think the tough part is two tough parts, okay? One is you see them heading down a road that you're like, "Oh boy." But
Hmm.
they have to figure it out themselves, right?
Exactly.
And I sit there and I go, I did that, and I'm alive right now. It's going to be okay.
Right.
Like
Right.
it's going to be okay. That's number one. Number two is having the parents now from the other end saying to you, well, you should do this, and I didn't do that when you were, and you didn't do this, and you're not
Hmm.
being this, and then that is part of that sandwich generation thing too. Like
Yes.
it's a different generation, Mom. This isn't
That's it.
how it is now.
I
Like,
have to respect my adult children's decisions.
right,
That
right,
may not be the way we would do it. I don't agree with it. Or I do agree with it, but it doesn't matter what you and I think. It
right,
matters what they think. This
right.
is their family that they're raising. And I think one of my aha moments came when I realized that it's a privilege to be a part of their family. And it's going to make
Yes.
me cry because not everybody has
Yes.
that connection, and not
Mm,
everybody is allowed, if that's the right word, or welcomed to be part of their adult children's families
Hmm.
and to be included and to want to be have you included. I mean,
Right.
that's a real honor to me.
Yes.
So I
Yes.
have to really work and keep that foremost, that I have to respect that. I want to
Yes.
come and see my daughter, but I want to stay at your house. So can I come at this time? Can I stay
Yes.
this long? What do you guys have going on? Would that work for you?
Right. Right.
So I think that really helps in
Hmm.
the big picture of peacefulness, and I
Yeah.
do it with my son and his family, and it's the same thing. Um, he's a little different than my daughter. As you know, he's in the military, so a lot of things are very regimented and have to be done a certain way. But
Hmm.
if you are a military family or involved in the military, there's very much hurry up and sit and wait, and then I'm
Hmm.
going to change my mind.
Mm.
The military is. So
Hmm.
there's that flux that you have to be able to work with,
Right.
you
Right.
know? And
Yeah.
so that, that one is a juggle. I
Yeah.
I will say it's gotten easier the
Right.
older he's gotten,
I
but
was just, yeah.
it is a juggle because it's like I would like to come out and see you.
Right.
Okay. Well, I'm
When?
available this day and this day, but I'm only available in this section. So
Yeah.
what can we do to change it?
Yeah.
It's not quite as easy. I mean, my daughter, as you know, she teaches, and so she has a regimented
Hmm.
schedule.
Hmm.
She does her schedule. I know she's off in the summer. So,
Right.
okay.
So that's a little more easy for you to
Yeah.
plan things.
Yeah.
And thank your son for his service
No,
in
you're welcome.
defending our country and also for all of your sacrifice. I mean,
Yes.
probably I don't have that experience, but probably from the moment he decided to go, this is when the whole, okay, I am,
Yeah.
I'm letting go, flying, letting him fly the coop, letting him do his
That's when
passion. And that's when it all
he,
started,
yeah,
probably.
that's when you have to let them become adults, men,
Yeah.
women, whatever it is. He's
Right.
now a man. He has chosen his career. He is now in it.
Hmm.
So
Hmm.
I have no control over it.
Right. Right.
Very difficult.
I'm sure. Oh my gosh. And the worrying, right? It's
Yeah,
like, I mean, we worry anyway.
right.
I'm not,
I worry
no
about
shade,
all of them.
right. No shade on the men. I know they worry, but there is like, I think a mother instinct, bond, intuition, whatever you call it. I mean, there's even science backing that cells of our children
Yeah.
reside in us and cells of us reside in our children until a certain time. So there is like this little knowing
Hmm.
whether they're talking to you and not talking to you, remaining silent or whatever, or distant. Like there's just a knowing that something might be not,
Yeah.
right.
Right. And I think as far as my son's aspect of it being in the military and not being able to be reached a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
in his
Oh,
earlier portion of his career, he was not reachable quite often.
yeah.
So I would just have to keep telling myself everything's okay.
Yeah.
Everything's fine. It's going to
Oh,
be okay. He's doing what he wants to do.
right.
He's happy.
Right. Right.
Is it what I would want him to have done? Probably not. He does some pretty crazy things, but it's
Yeah.
also made him into the man that he is now.
Yeah.
So looking back,
Yeah.
I'm like, yeah, that was the right thing to do. That was the right place for him to go. That was the right place for him to be. So I'm blessed in that way that both my children have chosen careers.
Hmm.
Well, they chose their careers when they were 3 and 4 years old and ironically stuck to it. So, it,
Wow.
yeah, it wasn't, seesawing and wondering what they were going
Yeah.
to do with their lives. That is what they were going to do with their lives. And if it made you happy, then do it.
Yeah.
That was what I always told them, you know.
Yeah.
If you think that's going to make you happy, I support you.
Yeah. Now, do you think that that was probably one of the most difficult things as a mother of an adult child to wrestle with, like him going into the military? Or were there, do you recall other times where you were just, you know, the agony or the, I don't want to call it agony. I mean,
Mm,
the
No,
wrestling with your own, ideals and emotions and plans for your child.
I really say, well, there you go. I never really had plans for my child. I never
Okay.
said, you are going to be this.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
I never set that expectation. The only thing I ever wanted for them was to be happy
Mm-hmm.
in
Mm-hmm.
their heart.
Mm-hmm.
Like, if you
Mm-hmm.
want to live in the woods and live off the grid and
Mm-hmm.
whatever, as long as you're happy in your
Yeah.
heart, that's
Yeah.
all I care about.
Yeah.
So
Okay.
I and so I am a little bit different with
Mm-hmm.
that. I don't put a lot of stock in like, you know, position titles or income. I'm more emotional based and
Mm-hmm.
connection based and
Mm-hmm.
you know, just reach out once in a while and let me know you're alive.
Yeah.
That was,
That's the part.
that
Yeah.
was the tough part, I think, when
Yeah.
because he did a couple tours overseas,
Oh, yeah.
yeah. And that was the tough part. And that's where I had to just like tell myself this is a business trip.
Right.
He's,
Right. Right.
he's working.
Right.
He's trained to be there. He knows what he's doing. And I guess that's that faith that you have in them, you
Yeah.
know? It's the same thing with my daughter. I have a lot of faith in what she does and how she guides and teaches,
Mm-hmm.
my granddaughter. And it's kind of fun now at this stage to sit
Mm-hmm.
back and watch
Mm-hmm.
how they do things. You know, quite funny. The other day, my son said to me, I'm so tired of learning lessons. And I'm like, when do you think that stops? And he
Yeah.
goes, soon. And I'm like, he goes, I'm just tired of it. I'm just learning lessons everywhere I go. And I said, and you will till you stop
Mm-hmm.
breathing.
Right.
So, you know, I think you're looking at it backwards. You got to look at the fact that you're not learning all these lessons because you're doing things wrong, because you're not repeating the same mistakes.
Right. Right.
You're learning new lessons.
Yeah. Yeah.
So put that new tool in your arsenal and keep that with you now. So when you're in that position again, you can go, no, no,
I
no,
know. Yeah.
no, 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 not doing that again.
Yeah.
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 And he was like, yeah, I'm just tired of it. And I'm like, yeah, sometimes it gets overwhelming.
Right. It's called adulting.
Yeah. And then they said, and then there's going to be times in your life when nothing happens. And then you're going to go, okay, when's that shoe gonna fall?
Yeah. Yeah.
Because something's got to happen.
Right.
So,
Or as we assume new roles, like right now, you're
yeah.
assuming a whole new chapter of a whole new role, and you're learning more
Yes.
lessons. Like you just said, whether it's boundaries with your children or how to discipline, as a grandmother now, like or as an in-law, like how you
Yeah.
show up in the family, and both of your in-laws welcome you into their home. So that is feedback that,
Yes.
not that doesn't, like
It
you
always
said, that
happens. I
doesn't
know.
always happen. So the fact that
Yes.
when you visit your children and they said that you were staying in their home, like that's huge. So you're
Yes.
doing something right, girly.
Yeah. Thank you. I mean, I got to give them credit. They're doing something right too. And I do say that a lot is
Mhm.
that, you know, I was a firm believer that you have them until they're 8, 9 years old. That's your whole
Mhm.
parenting.
Okay.
Then from like 9 to like 20 is follow through.
Mhm.
Can you follow through that?
Mm.
Somebody once
That's
told
right.
me what they are at 5, they will be at 25. And I and
Wow.
I was like, okay, I really liked them both at 5. So at 25, they should be really good, you know. But and thankfully they were. They
Yeah.
were.
Yeah.
So that's I'm very grateful for that. But I
Yeah.
think
That's great.
that's the tricky part is to do that follow through. And
Right.
now when mine are in their 40s and mid 30s. So now it's you get to watch it. It's like,
Yeah.
you get to enjoy that flower that you grew. I
Yeah.
planted it, I
Yeah.
cultivated it, and now I get to enjoy it. Or the tree,
Right.
I'm sitting under the shade of the tree.
Right.
That's
So it's like all the values you instilled on them. Now you get to see your legacy of those values play out
yes,
in the way they parent and live
yes.
their lives.
And the best part is all the mistakes that I made, and there were a lot of mistakes. Trust me, there were a lot. There still are. But all the mistakes that I made, I can now correct
Uh,
within me.
right.
I can choose to do it differently with my grandchildren. And
Mm,
it takes that weight of, I wish I would have handled that situation
yeah.
differently. But I didn't know how to then.
Right.
But I
Right.
know how
And
to now.
right. And that's
So,
all we can ask ourselves, right? To do the
yeah,
best we can with what we have at the time we have it, right?
right.
So that's beautiful. And you actually answered my next question was if you were to turn back time or if you were to sit and talk to some mothers or parents that might be listening, what would you do differently at age 9, 10,
Mhm.
before the whole preteen, when they really start, and incidentally, when I was in practice, I would tell parents, the terrible twos and terrible threes, they
They're
actually
nothing.
they prepare you for teenagehood.
Yes.
So just, practice. Practice
Yes.
your answers there because it's everything that they do. The no, mine, this, that, no, no. They learn no during that stage and they learn their own identity that no can startle somebody. So I'm gonna say it.
Right.
So now it's like I always say, it's prep for the teenage years. But okay, so going back, like I know you've already said some of the stuff, but as we circle back and just round up the conversation, what kind of advice or words of wisdom, parting wisdom, would you say for parents that are starting the teenage years and then college and then post college? Like right now, I'm in post college, so I'm like learning a whole new set of rules, um, which is okay because I feel like that I call that like that's the toll you pay on the journey of life. Like
Yeah.
I'm happy to be alive and to witness it, and sometimes there's angst, but
Hmm.
that's the toll I pay for to be on this journey, and I'm glad to be included on their journey, like you said. So yeah, just any like what advice would you give mothers that are struggling with their teenagers right now? From 13 years old all the way up to 18 when they're about to leave college, or anything,
Mm.
like any words you live by. Like we always ask all our guests at the end of our like time together that what's like a saying or a quote or philosophy that you would live by. And I know that you impart that to your kids, so that might be an easier question to answer. I know you.
Uh,
Um,
so I would
so
think that if I did the teen years, um, I was I don't know. I don't know what the word is, if I was burdened or if I was blessed or if I was both. Um, I was divorced and my daughter actually lived with my ex-husband during her teen years. So I had the ability to be a bit more removed. So I still had daily interconnection with her. I still, she lived with me for the summers, that sort of thing. But I think the biggest thing I learned from her that I didn't do or had with my son was that I didn't take into perspective all that was happening to them or in them, because
mhm,
it's such a change of body,
mhm,
mind, the whole
mm,
puberty
mhm,
exploration of everything boundaries,
Yes.
everything. So in that aspect, I would say, think about how you were when you
Mm,
were that age.
yeah.
Don't forget that,
Yeah.
you know, because they may be rebellious as
Right.
you see it, but they're also a part of you.
Mm-hmm.
So if you feel you need a hug, ask them, listen, I need a hug. Not, can I give you a hug? Or
Mm-hmm.
come here, I want to hug you. No, I need a hug. So that they see that you're a
Mm,
person and you have
yeah.
emotions. And the other thing I would say during that time is keep your emotions in check, because that was very difficult for me.
Right.
So that would be the one word of advice that I would give during that time frame. Once that, and that saying that I said earlier, what they are at 5, they'll be at 25. Just will they make it that far? Yeah.
Yeah.
Will I
Yeah.
make it that far?
Yeah.
And
Yeah.
that is true. Both my
Yeah.
children are who they were at 5.
Mm,
And
mm-hmm.
now they're they're that rebellious stage or developing stage, so we say, of teenage
Mm-hmm.
is now growing, and you get to see that. And
Mm-hmm.
so 25 and up becomes a lot more praise. Great job. I
Mm-hmm.
am so proud of you.
Mm-hmm.
And people think that you need to do that when they're in middle school, and you still do, don't get me
Mm-hmm.
wrong, but
Mm-hmm.
it's when they get out into the real world and they lose their first job
Mm-hmm.
or they don't get the job that they want.
Mm-hmm.
It was meant to be that. And I know you've heard me say that a billion times.
Yes.
It's meant to be.
Right.
I'm a firm believer that things happen in our lives
Yeah.
the way they're supposed to happen.
Yeah.
Doesn't mean I like it, doesn't mean I can control it, but it's happening for a reason.
Right. Right.
So, it's not for me to figure out what that reason is. I just
Right.
have to figure out that you didn't get that job because you shouldn't have got that job.
Right.
Something else is going to happen. Have faith,
Yeah. Yeah.
believe in whatever you want to believe in. Believe in yourself, any hierarchy. You just have to have faith that it's
Yeah.
happening for a reason.
Yeah. Well, you surprised me when you said that, you didn't have your emotions in check back then, because that's all I see in you now is that
I
the
know.
emotion is in check. And when I come to you, I'm like, chill, and you're like, what's meant
Mm.
to be is meant to be. Whatever
Yeah.
happens, I'm like, how can you be so like grounded? I'm
Because
like,
that's 65 years of practice, honey. That's
Incidentally, Jill's honey always thinks say whenever we're together, he says, "Are you guys tickling each other?" Because all I hear is giggling. We're like Wilma and Betty on the Flintstones. So
yes,
this is us giggling.
right. And I think that's a big thing too, is to have fun. Do fun things with your adult children now that they are adults.
Hmm.
Best thing that we do, we go on vacation with our kids.
That's so nice.
And
Yeah.
whatever that looks like. It doesn't have to be my daughter, we do staycations.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
just stay home.
Yeah.
We do whatever she wants to do. She's a movie, hang out on the couch kind of person.
Right. Yeah.
I'm not. I'm the outdoory, adventurous kind of person, which my son is. So
Right.
we do adventure things together, but I'll sit on the couch with her because that's what she likes to do.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'll watch a movie with her. I'll read a book with her.
Hmm.
Find a common thread. I think
Yeah.
that's a big thing too. I
Yeah.
think that's one thing that kept my daughter and I connected. We had something to talk about other
Hmm.
than her attitude, her emotions, her feelings, her
Yeah.
whatever.
Yeah.
We
Yeah.
talked about a book. We had a common
Yeah.
connection. Men,
That's great.
sports,
Right.
whatever, you know. I
Right.
my kids weren't sports, which blows me away because I was super athletic and neither one of them are into it of any kind. But,
Mm.
you know, I never expected them to be
Hmm.
that because I was.
Hmm. Yeah, I think that's a big, reminder for us in this conversation,
Mhm.
for me, that, you know, just drop the expectations and
Yeah.
just, Tony Robbins says something like, if you change and you exchange your expectations just for gratitude,
Yes.
your life will completely change,
Yes.
right?
And share that
So,
gratitude, share that with them.
yeah,
Tell them when they're doing a great job. You
yeah.
know, my daughter handles these 3-year-old meltdowns like a pro, man. My day and age, we would not have done the things that she does. And,
Yeah.
and
Oh,
I hear her doing it.
hmm.
And then the next day when I talk to her, I'll say to her, that was fantastic. You did a really good job with that.
And they may never hear that from anyone else,
No,
right? Like
no,
even as an adult, they may never hear it from anybody else. And
no.
that's what, the
I don't think
importance.
it'll mean as much from anybody else. I
True.
think
Yeah.
I think there's that mother, smother, smother, mother thing. And and when you do it, you have to be genuine. You have to
Right, right.
really mean it. And I
Yeah.
know my kids know that I mean it.
Yeah.
I give them a lot of compliments all the time. I give them
Hmm.
compliments. But then when I say, all right, dig your feet in, pull up your boots, put on your big girl panties, let's go,
Yeah.
it's time to knock this crap off.
Right, right,
Then they're like, oh,
right,
maybe she got a point.
right.
And then that's where I go, oh, maybe I overstepped. And I don't
No,
say
yeah,
anything right then.
yeah.
I think that's another good point. I don't say it right then. I may feel it,
Hmm.
but then tomorrow I'll be like, sorry if I overstepped there. I didn't
Yeah,
mean to.
right, right. And that's important too, right?
Yes.
Because that
Yes.
also shows that you're human
Yes.
and that, you know, apologizing is okay.
I can take
It's
accountability for my actions,
right. And it's
you know.
necessary even for parents,
Right. And
to
if you
do.
catch yourself, if you're lucky enough to catch yourself doing it,
Yeah.
they go, sorry, I'm
Yeah.
overstepping. Not
Right.
my spot.
Right. Right. And like you say, do it in a genuine way because there are some smothers, I mean mothers, that go, "Oh, sorry, I'm overstepping my
Yeah.
bounds."
And
You
meaning
know,
it backhandedly,
right, right,
no,
right.
no. And no, there's been times where it's come both ways.
Yeah.
I have stepped over and, you know, my daughter has said, Mom, sorry,
Yeah.
not my
Yes.
spot.
Right. Right.
And then my granddaughter will try to keep pulling me. No,
Hmm.
that's mama,
Yeah. Yeah.
you know.
That's important
It
because
is.
then they learn how to manipulate the two,
Yes.
mother,
Yes.
grandmother,
Yes. No.
parent,
Not putting
grandparent
me in the
type.
middle.
Yeah.
Mm-mm. No. No.
Yeah. Yeah.
No. And I tell my grandchildren all the time, even the 1-year-old, do you know how wonderful your parents are? Have you told mommy you love her today? Have
Mm,
you given daddy a hug today?
I love that.
That's I always and then, and with my little granddaughter, like I say, she's going on 45, but when she'll say something, I need milk. And I'll go, please, please, mommy,
Hmm.
can I have some milk? And then she'll go, please, mommy,
Hmm.
can I have some milk? And then she'll go,
Hmm.
oh, that's so nice. So to
Yeah.
hear
Yeah.
that reinforcement from
Yeah.
my side, I think
Right.
is equally as important.
Yeah. Oh,
So
that's what what we call in our thing. That's my flourish flash, like my little aha moment or little nugget. I mean, you give a lot of nuggets. So,
thank you.
but yeah, I wish we could talk for more
Okay.
hours and
We can
we
do it
can do a
again
part
sometime
two.
soon.
Yeah, part two, three, four, five, and six. Um,
Absolutely.
but I just thank you for being on and I will, yeah, let's do this again
Yeah,
because
absolutely. Thank you for
yeah.
having me on. I feel very honored that you did have me on. I was
Aw.
quite touched when you asked me to do this. I was like, yes, she's so cool. I love it.
Oh, well, you're my partner in crime. She's my everybody. She's my cricket partner in crime, my
Yes.
craft buddy, my Hobby Lobby, and Michael's and
Yes.
everything. Storming the castle,
Yes.
ride or
Any
die,
DIY, we do it.
DIY. Yeah,
DIY, yeah.
yeah, everything. So, um, anyway, I'm just so thrilled that you joined us. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Thank you.
Um, And for our
A pleasure.
guests, it's our
Oh.
pleasure. Totally our pleasure, or my pleasure, Ben's pleasure, but he's not here. Uh, and for our guests that are listening, I mean, our listeners, like, what was your flourish flash? Mine was that whole, yeah, I'm gonna have people like even my nieces and nephews like, they're older now, so they don't need to be reminded in that way. But that's just a great thing. Like, please, mommy, please, daddy, did you tell your mommy or daddy that you love them? That kind of thing.
Mhm.
I love that. I'm gonna keep that with me when it's time.
You'll do just fine. You will be a great grandmother, a wonderful grandmother. Let's put it that way. I don't think you'll be a smother mother because
Oh, thank
you
you.
you
Thank you.
are learning control now, so that's good.
Right, right. Boundaries, boundaries.
Boundaries,
Yes.
boundaries and respect.
Yeah. So
Mhm.
yes, so for our listeners, if you have a great flourish flash moment or something that you want to share, but go ahead and put in the comments or repost it on your social media page and share this episode with somebody that you think may really benefit from it. As we're here with real talk, real people, real inspiration. And with that, oh, before we fly off, don't forget to check the show notes. We have all the information there that you need, whether to find us. And until next time in the hive, be kind and flourish fully. Thank you, Jill. Thank you so
Thank you,
much.
Belinda.
All right. I'll see you soon at Hobby Lobby or something.
I'm sure we need a trip.
We definitely do. Uh, okay, my friend.
All
Take care.
right.
Bye
Bye-bye.
bye.